So I've only been riding consistently for a year. I think some of the things that I've learned as a new rider is that it's easy to get lazy with your gear. Which is ironic because as a new rider you would think I would be always wearing everything fully, no matter what. And my wife doesn't let me leave the house unless I'm wearing my jacket, have my gloves, helmet, long pants, boots. And I'm grateful for that because it's not worth it. What else have I learned? I've learned that you can get comfortable. I've only been complacent is what I mean. I've only been riding consistently for a year, and there are times when I realize, oh, my brain is checked out. I'm just kind of cruising along, which is great that I can find riding so relaxing, but I don't want to become complacent. I don't want to feel like I've arrived or not have not be alert, at all times because, freaking deer or coyote, especially back here in the woods, a bear, we have a lot of wildlife, could run out into the street. Even taking corners, yeah, I'm comfortable. I feel like the bike turns very well. It's very easy to turn the bike in, but I haven't pushed the limits of this bike, so I don't know how to manage it when it's on the, when it's at its limit. So I've definitely noticed that about myself. And maybe that's my personality, maybe because I'm older, but I just don't want to become that rider who just checks out and thinks, oh, I've learned everything. That's what gets you killed. That's what really puts you in a hard spot really quick. And I think it's important for me to have that mentality. I'm in my early 40s and just grateful that I've got a chance to ride. I have always been interested in motorcycles. Most of the time the roads are like this. There's nobody at all. The biggest hazard would be cows crossing the street, just like that sign said. If you're thinking about it and you're a little bit older, I've been wanting to do it, I say go for it. You will not regret it. Take the class, get yourself a good bike, get yourself the Vulcan S like I did, find some great back roads and have a blast. Word of advice I would give is to just go ahead and invest in the helmet that you want to use. Meaning, don't go cheap like I did. When I first started riding, I had just bought the bike, and so I was like, oh Lord, I don't want to spend $600 on a helmet, which is kind of ironic because you spend so much more. You spend so much more on the bike, and it is your head. You only got one of them. But I went the cheapo route. I bought the Cycle Gear Sedici brand. The only thing that I really like about that is that it has a flip down visor, flip down sunshade. So the visor is clear and you can flip down the sunshade. So you don't have to swap out visors or, changing conditions, or you could ride it all day. But you can't ride it all day because I would not take that thing on a long ride just because of how it feels and how it whistles and the wind noise. So my recommendation is get an expensive helmet. I mean, I still haven't, I'm saving up for like a Shoei, but I couldn't stand that helmet anymore, so I went and I bought a HJC, which is actually cheaper than that Sedici, but in my opinion a much better helmet. It's a lot more narrow, so I think it cuts through the wind a lot better. The wind noise is nowhere near as bad. I can turn my head and there isn't the high whistling. It's still a lot of wind noise, but not anything compared to the Sedici. And so that's my recommendation to you new riders. Don't do what I did. Just find a nice helmet from the get-go and invest your money in that. Obviously, invest your money in a nice mesh jacket or whatever jacket that suits the weather that you live in. Here I can wear my mesh jacket all 4 seasons because it doesn't get that cold in the winter. And the mesh jacket layered up with the thermal lining works perfectly for me. So, and get multiple pairs of gloves. So I have my summer gloves. I have these gloves which can really do a big range. And I went and bought some really cold weather gloves, like nice thick, because I've been out riding when it's 30-some degrees out and I can be bundled up, comfortable, head to toe except for my hands, and that sucks when your fingers are numb. So I actually went and got nice weatherproof, windproof, thermal, fleece lined gloves, and they're bulky as all get out, but my hands don't get cold now. So, and I just wear boots that cover my ankle. I'm sure this is the way. Over here you have beautiful roads with no traffic, and it's just so much fun. So just for reference, I'm about 4,000 in 6th gear, going 50 miles per hour. Shows you there's just plenty of power on the highway, on this bike, passing. It's very stable, very smooth.